Okay, you've got an IGT, Player's Edge draw poker machine. You just brought it home. Let's get this set up in your house. Let's make it look nice. I'm Lawton Barnes, and you are in the metal shop. When it comes to bringing a machine home, about half the time the seller will throw in a stand like this one that came from an actual casino. And we're going to look at some of the features of this stand. The first thing I want to let you know is a true story. Well, once upon a time, I went to go buy one of these machines. It was in a woman's garage, and the machine was on one of these stands. They didn't tell me that before I got there, and it was bolted down with carriage bolts. And I didn't have anything to get them off with, neither did she. So we just had to wrangle this heavy machine and the stand into the back of my truck, and just about broke our backs doing so. So if you're going to pick one of these up, good idea to bring a crescent wrench along, just in case it's bolted to the stand. The seller will usually tell you in advance if they have one. These stands actually have a couple of cool features. So in the top of all of them, there tends to be a hole both for the power cord and for coins to drop down into the cabinet underneath the stand. And let me show you one of those from the inside of the machine. What's going to happen is if your hopper goes into an overflow condition, a diverter will activate in the coin comparator that instead of sending the coins to the coin hopper, it's going to drop them down through a different chute, and they're going to go down through here and fall down through a hole in the stand, and they're going to drop down into a different container down in here. Now, there's a couple of features these boxes have. This one, you see, it was wired up with, that's a magnetic switch commonly used in burglar alarms, and there's a lot of old casino wiring up in here. I don't even know what most of that stuff is, but I presume it had to do with the computer network that linked all of the poker and slot machines together. And then also this electronic door switch, this is called the drop door switch. So when the door is closed, that switch can be wired into the machine itself such that if some cheater were to be in the casino and figure out a way to open this thing up, then it would flash the candle on the machine to alert security that, that this door had been opened. One of the drawbacks with these things is, let's be honest, they're ugly. They tend to be covered in Formica. A lot of these have seen some serious wear and tear over the years. They're made out of particle board. You know, I guess if you're putting this in your garage, you might not care, but if you wanted to have something a little nicer in your man cave, then let's look at what kind of furniture you might use to set these up. And really what it comes down to with setting your machine up is mostly going to be, do you prefer to be standing or do you like to sit down when you want to play? It's my preference that I do like to stand up and play. I tend to like walk around with a beer in my hand while playing these things, and so I like them at a traditional tabletop height or a workbench height. In this case, we're looking at, that's about 32 to 34 inches there. And by comparison, the official casino stand is down here at about 22 inches. So let's look at, this would have been designed for being seated at the game. This bench that this is on is at coffee table height. Coffee tables tend to be in that 18 to 20 inch range. So we're at 18 on this, and this is fine. I can sit in a chair and I can play this. I can sit in a chair and I can play this all day long. Whereas back to the standing height machine, if you're looking for a piece of furniture to put your machine on, I'd say get on Craigslist where you found your poker machine and go look for either a coffee table if you want it to be at seated height, or some kind of an end table like a nightstand type of table. And the only requirement being that make sure it's strong. You know, don't be getting something that looks like it was made out of glass or it came from IKEA. You want to get something that looks like it's made out of solid wood, it's stout enough. I'll tell you, I'd make this rule. If it looks like it's strong enough for you to stand on top of it, it will probably support your poker or slot machine. And if you wouldn't stand on it, don't buy it. And that is how to set up your machine in your house. Thanks for coming to the Metal Shop. Here's how not to purchase a beat-up old slot machine and why you should stay home instead. Watch this embarrassing fiasco from metalshop.poker.